I think that we've had a lot of growth this season, and we've been able to improve a lot of areas of our game and get back to kind of our Islanders style of play. And we've seen that game to game. I think our fan crowd and just the atmosphere in there has helped us succeed at home specifically a ton. So shout out to them for sure and the band. But it's a good feeling finishing out on a strong note going into conference tournament.
I agree, and I think especially with this being the seniors' last home game, like it was a nice feeling to just put all the work that we put in together and to see them reap the benefits of all the work that they put in the past 4 years with a dub was very nice.
Yeah, you guys mentioned the seniors pregame. Mentioned 9 seniors. This was their final match at home. Just talk about what this senior class has really brought to the season this year, and how you've seen them even continue to grow in their 4th year.
I think everyone knows we have a lot of amazing players as a whole on our team, but specifically seniors, Kendall Payne, Leah, Kayla have all done a lot in their 4 years here. The others have done a lot as well. And so it's cool to get to see them shine and just help bring along the younger ones as well. And they do that every day in their leadership roles. So.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And just the leaders that they are, like when you see them going hard every single practice, even as the season's winding down, they're still pushing to get better. And I think that translates well, and they'll definitely leave their mark on the younger players by witnessing that and getting to learn from them and their experiences.
Mauri, this was your first year with the Islanders. Just talk about how it's been going and how excited you are just to come into a program and getting into the conference tournament in a high seed.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited. It's been nice to just come in and really absorb all that I can from Steve and just learn from him. When I first got here, how things are run is like completely different than what I imagined in my head. So just being able to grow as a coach myself and learning from him, and then being able to translate the knowledge that I do have into the players and translate things differently because I see some things differently. So that's been really nice. And it's just exciting to see this group come in at a high seed and they get a chance to perform because they definitely deserve it and they've worked so hard all year, so that's super fun.
Julia, you were a player here, and this was your second season on staff as a coach. Just what about this group this year has kind of, I don't know, maybe reminded you of some of those moments where you were a player and y'all won championships?
It's definitely a special feeling for me, especially seeing them succeed, and some of them were freshmen when I was a senior, so it's really kind of cute to see them on their senior day, you know? But I think that they have all grown a ton, and it's really cool to see them grow. And even today, when we had to have Kayla front row, that happened to us in conference tournament, and Kaylee Payne had to play front row with us in the conference tournament. So even that was kind of funny, and I was like, oh, it's happening again. We won a set like this before. So I think they'll do really well in conference tournament, and they have all the pieces and all the leadership is there. So.
Any questions?
Yeah, Tori Arrington, she had an amazing game today, 23 kills, only 2 errors. Just talk about the type of player she is and how much of an impact she has on the floor as a vocal leader as well.
I think she has a ton of fun playing her sport, and she brings fun every day. I think that's one thing she's improved a lot from last year. She just has fun with the game now and has all season. And I think she feeds that into other people when they're not having their best moments. So I'm really proud of her. She's worked really hard and done a really good job just staying consistent and bouncing back when there's a negative play.
Yeah.
I know in this one, first set got pretty back and forth at the end, but they ended up taking that. What do you think it said about your team that you're able to kind of set that aside and get the next 3 after you dropped the first one?
I think that just shows the mental fortitude that our team has, right? So when things don't go their way, they still come back in ready to work hard, ready to compete. You know you're going to face some adversity, especially with a team like UIW. They're pretty scrappy, so they're going to get some balls up and put you in long rallies often. And I think just our mental focus to be able to get after or get over that hump and then just play the way that we knew that they could play, the way we want them to play, and then see the success when they're doing things right, because that puts pressure on the other team when they're playing well and as a cohesive unit. So I think it really speaks to just the mental fortitude that our team has.
Yeah, you mentioned long rally. There was one in the second. I think it was at 10-9 that went on almost a full minute, and it seemed like after that you guys were able to win that one and then go on a run after. Do you think that was kind of a turning point in the match going to get that one and then the rest of the sets after?
I think so, and I think something we talk about a lot in our gym is like how fit we are, and we have a lot of those long rallies, and we're able to go right back and serve and not have to like take a break or anything like that. And so we use that in almost all of our matches to just keep pushing when the other team gets a little bit tired after those long rallies. So.
You guys have been a bit on have gone on a bit of an offensive run with all your games recently. That seems to be like a main talking point for each match. Just how's it been working with the offense, and what are some of those key points that you see continue to be translated into the match?
I think we're always talking about trying to play as fast as possible so we get a lot of one-on-one situations. And then with our hitters looking for open spaces and just getting the ball on the floor as quickly as possible. And they're really good at seeing the block and seeing that open space. So they're a ton of smart, aged players that know this game really well, and so they're able to use that to their advantage.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And even with how we play defense and how we pass, right? The focus is always putting our setter in a good position so that we can run as fast as possible. So when the back row people are doing their job, it makes the hitters' lives easier because it makes our setter's life easier.
You guys are going to be the number 2 seed for the tournament next weekend. Just talk about going into the tournament and hopefully coming out with the championship.
I think it's a clean slate for everybody. That's the way we look at it, and I have always looked at it. I think just facing one game at a time and winning every point as quickly as possible is the best way to go about it. Going confident, and just know that we are capable of winning and capable of winning a lot of points. And I think doing it that way is the best way. Just keep on track until the end.
I agree.